Whispers Around the World, a Heal Our World book from SufferingWell. Chapter 36, The Great Peanut Butter Jar Revival. It was a sunny Tuesday morning in the middle of the trailer park. The kind of morning where spring breezes made the wind chimes sing and the robins in the park square argue loudly over breadcrumbs. Ken stood on his porch surveying a cardboard box with a furrowed brow and a coffee mug in one hand. 17 empty peanut butter jars, he muttered. That can't be right. Penny, his faithful black lab, thumped her tail against the steps and cocked her head. She was never far from his side, especially when peanut butter was involved. In fact, she considered herself the assistant manager of anything peanut butter related. She perked up when Ken tapped the lid. Don't give me that look. You're the reason I've got this many. We can't just keep living in a pile of skippy graveyards. Penny licked her lips in anticipation, her soulful eyes fixed on the nearest jar. That was the thing. Ken couldn't bring himself to throw them away. Not just because he was a thrift store treasure hunter and the king of might need it later, but because every jar was a memory. A quiet night reading scripture, Penny sprawled at his feet, a long phone call with a friend while sharing a spoonful or two, a rainy day when nothing else in the kitchen appealed, but peanut butter saved the day. Also, Penny got the dregs of every jar. That was her contract. He sighed, took a sip of his coffee, and reached down to hand her one. Here, make yourself useful. Penny took it delicately between her teeth and strutted to her favorite sunny spot in the park square like she just won the peanut butter lottery. Ken followed, box in hand, muttering to himself, 17. Maybe I should start a peanut butter jar museum. Here's one from April that was a fine batch. And this one here, classic creamy 2023 vintage. As he settled at his table, already half covered with thrift store oddities, Audrey and Donna came walking up, their arms full of muffins for the bake sale. Audrey stopped short, eyes narrowing at the jars. Ken, she said slowly, is this your idea of a contribution? No, ma'am, Ken replied, putting a hand to his heart. These are a spiritual burden. I've come to set them free. Donna tried not to laugh. You're selling empty peanut butter jars? Not selling, repurposing, gifting, offering. The Spirit hasn't made it clear yet. Just then, a little girl toddled over, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and froze when she saw Penny, who was now working on jar number 1 with the intensity of a sculptor. Can I pet her? The little girl asked. Of course, Ken said, softening. She's working, but she'll take a break. Penny, sensing the child's presence, paused mid-lick and gave her a friendly tail thump. The girl giggled, knelt down, and stroked Penny's back while Penny graciously resumed cleaning out the jar. Ken watched with a smile. That dog's better at making friends than I ever was. The girl's grandmother, Patty, short and cheerful and always dressed like she was expecting the Queen, came over and chuckled. Ken, what in heaven's name are you doing with all those jars? Well, Ken said, I figure you fill them with buttons or thumbtacks or maybe the tears of people who run out of peanut butter. Possibilities are endless. Donna laughed. You could start a ministry. Jars of Joy. Patricia wandered over just in time to hear that. Jars of peanut butter joy? Empty ones, Donna clarified. Ken picked one up and turned it over in his hands. You know, maybe I saved them because I can't stand waste. But maybe I saved them because they remind me how something empty can still be useful. Everyone quieted for a second. Like me some days, he added, and gave a little shrug. Used up, nothing left. But maybe God still finds use for the emptiness, too. Audrey reached out and touched his arm. He does, Ken. He really does. Penny, Jar finally conquered, gave a proud huff and stood to stretch. The little girl hugged her and then ran off, leaving Ken to pet Penny behind the ears. 17 jars, he said again, and not one of them a waste. Donna tilted her head. So what are you going to do with them now? Ken grinned. Well, I was going to give them away, but now I think I might plant things in them. Start a windowsill garden, peppers and mint and maybe something just for Penny. Peanut butter plants, Patricia teased. Don't tempt me, Ken said. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm not ruling anything out. As the wind chimes sang again, the spring breeze rolled through the square. Ken and Penny sat side by side behind their odd little table. One man, one dog, 17 empty jars, and a bushel of possibilities.